There's a moment in every musician's life where the bug bites. For some, it's listening to a song for the first time. For others, it's watching a band on stage. But for some kids in Pune in the early 1960s, it was something very specific, a movie. The film was The Young Ones, starring Cliff Richard and his band The Shadows. And for a young kid named Sudheer Gaikwad, that film changed everything. Hello, everybody. My name is Suraj Rajan, and I'm a singer songwriter. And on this channel, we dig into the stories, artists, and music that helped shape everything that we listen to today. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite cities, Pune. Sudhir was just 13 years old when he saw the movie for the first time. Now, there was Cliff Richard singing and performing, but what blew everybody's mind was the band behind him. Lead guitarist Hank Marvin, rhythm guitarist Bruce Welch, bassist Jet Harris, and drummer Tony Meehan. There was this instrumental called Savage, with twangy Fender guitars, jungle-style drums, and synchronized stage moves. For kids in Pune in the early 60s, this was the coolest thing they had ever seen. Naturally, they walked out of cinema dreaming of becoming superstars. But there was one small problem. Nobody had guitars. Electric guitars were almost impossible to find at that point of time. Forget Fender Stratocasters. Even acoustic guitars were rare. Sudhir and his friends did what most early musicians of that time did. They borrowed guitars. Sometimes for a day, sometimes for a week. So with the help of few chord books and lots of trial and error, they learned songs like Apache, Walk, Don't Run, Pipeline. Messy, amateur, but that's how it started. Soon enough, Sudhir formed a band called The Extension. The lineup included Sam Patol on bass, Ahmadi Shirazi on rhythm guitars, Philip Lazarus on drums, and on the lead guitars and vocals, there was Sudheer Gaikwad. Their first gig was at the Poona Goan Institute. They flopped a few notes, they messed up quite a bit, but they survived the night. Now, after you play your first gig, it is impossible to go back. By the mid 1960s, something interesting was happening in the city. Electric guitar bands were popping up everywhere. One of the most popular bands were called the Cyclones. They performed covers by the Shadows and Ventures, instrumentals mostly, and also did vocal cover songs by the Beatles and the Doors. And slowly the music culture of Poona had started changing. Traditional bands with trumpets and pianos were getting replaced by electric guitars, drum kits, amplifiers. Rock and roll had arrived. Now, if you wanted to hear live bands in those days, there was one place to go. 3 Coins on East Street. Every weekend, musicians and fans packed the place to listen to their favorite beat bands. One of the bands that really stood out was the Mystics from Bombay. They featured a young guitarist named Derek Julian, who later became one of the most respectable guitarists of India. The Mystics had psychedelic outfits, flashy stage moves, and a killer set list. For somebody like Sudhir, this was both inspiring and intimidating. In the summer of 1969, Sudhir finally got a chance to play at 3 Coins regularly. That's where he met a guitarist named Ruzi Delvin. Now, Ruzi was the one who introduced Sudhir Gaikwad to blues. He taught him how to bend the strings. He taught him how to make a guitar sing. Around the same time, Sudhir got introduced to Jimi Hendrix's music. And like most guitarists of the generation, it completely blew his mind. It blows our minds today, so you can only imagine what it would be like at that point of time. Bands like Cream featuring Eric Clapton were redefining what rock music would sound like. And suddenly music horizon got a lot bigger. Now here's the twist in the story. Sudhir, after playing a few shows at 3 Coins, he joined a choir led by Daniel Manoharan. And that turned out to be one of most important musical influences in his life. Through that choir, he learned breath control, he learned how to sing harmonies, he learned discipline, and that changed his life in the coming years. From rock bands to classic choir, it was a huge musical education. One day, Daniel Manoharan had an unusual idea. Why not let Sudhir and his bandmates play a few gospel songs? The Lighthouse entered the church with their drum kits and electric guitars. They played 3 songs. The crowd loved it, and they had to play another song for an encore. For Sudhir, it was his first real taste of what great live performance feels like. By the early 70s, Sudhir was playing with bands like the Windmills and later Odyssey. Odyssey became one of the busiest bands in the Poona music circuit. They played everywhere: army dances, weddings. Their repertoire had to cover everything: rock and roll, ballroom dances, Latin rhythms, pop music, and later disco. Songs from the Bee Gees, ABBA, Boney M. The dance floor was packed every night. It was the golden era of live bands. Eventually, the bands even started playing large open air concerts on big stages with huge sound systems. Thousands of people. Now, people who borrowed guitars at one point of time, this was a dream come true. Now, like all musical eras, this one had to change as well. Several band members moved abroad. But those early years, borrowed guitars, smoky clubs, packed dance floors, friends meeting, helped shape the city's musical identity. And for Sudheer Gaikwad, that little spark from a movie from the early 60s changed everything and became his lifetime in music. What a story. Now, this doesn't end here because the next chapter gets even more interesting. So, in the next video, we will explore how the music bug kept evolving in Poona or Pune. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you like this video, please like and share, subscribe if you can. It means the world to me. And throughout the support that you guys have shown me, it means a lot. My name is Suraj Rajan and I will see you on the part 2 of this one. Bye.